Hi guys, well I finally got my hands on an RX480, and not just any RX480 but the XFX GTR, which seems to be the one that can actually overclock according to the rumours online. So let's take a look at what this bad boy can actually do. Okay guys, let's talk about the XFX RX480 GTR. I'm not going to talk too much about this. It comes with 2304 stream processors. It's got a base clock of 1288 MHz and a boost clock of 1338 MHz. It's got 8 GB of GDDR5 at 8000 MHz, running on a 256-bit memory bus. Now let's take a look at the other features of this card while we're here. So it's got what, pardon me, so it's got what XFX are calling hard swap fans, so you can actually take the fans out with these two tabs here. Now these fans can be replaced with LED fans if you want to. They're bought separately. Just slot in like that. That's how easy it is to do. It's also got quite a sexy looking back plate with XFX embossed in it, and it's got a kind of matte colour beside that. Looks pretty cool. It runs off one 8-pin auxiliary power connection from your power supply. It's also got dual BIOS. You probably can't see the switch there, but that's it there. The BIOS label isn't labelled, which is a bit annoying, but you know, I'm not too bothered about that. It has, in terms of output, 3 display ports out, 1 HDMI out and a DVI out. It also has a heatsink that runs the length of the card. It has 3 heat pipes visible here. There's another 2 heat pipes that go up to this end of the card, giving a total of 5 for incredible cooling power, hopefully. Hey guys, so you would have heard there a little bit in the introduction about the specs of this thing. Now I've got to tell you, this card is super heavy. I'm really excited about getting this into my rig. So basically I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do with this card. What I'm more interested in is how far I can overclock this. This seems to be the only card on the RX480 front so far anyway that has been a decent overclocker on air. Well, according to Jay's 2 cents anyway, he seemed to get a really good overclock out of this card. So I'm interested to see how far I can overclock this card. I mean, this isn't mine, this is going into a build I'm doing for a friend, so he's kindly let me mess around with this, which is really, really good of him. So really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at Rise of the Tomb Raider, I'm going to look at Doom, and I'm going to look at Battlefield 1 at 1080 and 1440p stock versus overclocked. I'll throw in my 970 numbers as well into the graphs, just for a comparison. But I'm expecting great things from this card. I'm really excited. Like I said before, the only thing I've been disappointed about in the Polaris lineup so far has been those clock speeds compared to Pascal. So by the magic of video editing, guys, in about 2 seconds you're going to see some benchmarks. Bye.
Shut up and sit down.
Hey guys, well there you have it. Just one thing I wanted to say about the benchmarks. done my normal way. I did 3 runs and took the average, and that's it. So like I said, I think the benchmarks speak for themselves as far as this card can perform. Really good. I've got no complaints about it. Out of the box, performance was really good. Even at 1440p, we were getting over 60 frames per second in those popular titles there, which is all you really want. And then what got really interesting for me was overclocking this bad boy. So I'd heard loads of things online, and I'd read loads of things online about the RX480 just not being able to overclock, basically, or not overclocking very well. Lots of thermal issues. I have no complaints at all with this. I took this thing straight to the max. You know, I went straight for 1500. That's a bit stupid, really. And that was a no-go. 1500 was a no-go. I got it to 1475, and it was fairly stable. It just kind of cut out occasionally in benchmarking, and you got some artifacting sometimes in games. So I dialed it back to 1450, and 1450 is the overclock I did all my benchmarks with. Now, I got that 1450 no problem at all, absolutely stable in Heaven and Firestrike, so yeah, not worried about that at all. I think that's an easily achievable overclock for this particular card. I can't speak to other cards. I'd also like to point out that that 1450 overclock was done with this card not getting over 69 degrees, and it wasn't loud. And also, let me remind you, this card was inside my case. It wasn't on an open test bench like a lot of other benchmarks are done. So this is real world in a gaming case being pushed to the limit, you know, and like I say, absolutely fine. Didn't get above 69 degrees. So yeah, out of the box, absolutely stellar performance. Really solid card at 1440p for the money. I mean, this thing cost me cost the owner £250. I don't know what the pricing is like in the States for this at the moment, but I would say if you can pick it up for about 250 bucks, is a really good card. And yeah, overclocked like a dream, was really easy actually. I was quite lucky because I knew this card on the face of it should overclock well, because Jay's 2 cents had got his one to 1475. And the fact I got this one to 1450, which is an off-the-shelf, completely uncherry-picked retail version of the card, speaks volumes to the overclocking ability of this card. So I don't think Jay got a golden sample sent to him like a lot of people said. I think this card just overclocks really well for whatever reason. I'm pretty sure this card would go to 1475 if I'd spent more time with it. But like I say, this is going into build, so I don't have days and days to spend tweaking voltages and things like that. So I mean, my 1450 that was a solid overclock, you know, did not take long to dial in Wattman, and I have to say, once I got used to the Wattman software, it's actually really easy to use, and I really like it, the way you can ramp up your fan speed and voltages accordingly to the core clock. So yeah, top card. I mean, there's not much more I can say about it, guys, apart from I highly recommend the RX480 in any variant. I think if you're going for a high-end, sort of mid to high-end gaming build, and you don't want to spend sort of 1070, 1080 money, I think the 480 is a solid choice at £250, $250. I think if you're looking for a 480 that is overclockable, just from my personal experience, I would definitely go with this one, the XFX 8GB GTR version. Seems to be the real deal as far as overclocking goes. No problems with it at all, no thermal throttling at all, and just a thoroughly enjoyable experience, and it all did it very quietly as well. So kudos XFX. And that's it, guys. I've got nothing more to say on this card. Really like it. Glad I finally got my hands on an RX480 to test out instead of just kind of talking secondhand about it. So yeah, thumbs up. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. I hope you found it interesting and entertaining, and if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you know, give it a thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe. You know, I love it. Keep the channel growth growing, and don't forget to comment. I love your comments, and I'll catch you later on in another great tech video. Bye now.